Welcome back. So now we're going to look at the solution to exercise number 5 of the second exercise set. So problem number 5, run the following Python code. So we have a whole load of Python statements here. So we've got some variables. We're creating some variables with different results of different operations. Such as this one, result number 1 equals 4 plus 6 less than 20. And that's the first one. But then at the bottom we have 4 print statements, and looks like we're printing out we've got some Boolean operators there, so it looks like we're printing out the results of different operations. So each print statement, the last 4 lines, these 4 lines here, prints out the result of the Boolean operation performed using the 4 variables created in the program. Examine the true or false outputs for each of the 4 print statements. Then describe in words what Boolean operation took place and why it resulted in each output that you see. Okay, so with our knowledge of Boolean logic, we should be able to tackle this one. Okay, so actually I haven't created a new file for this one, so I need to do that. So I'm going to say new file exercise5.py, and I'm going to paste in the code from the exercise list, and I'm going to run this. So we can see the first 2 print statements result in true, followed by the last 2 print statements result in false. So let's have a look at these and talk through them. So we'll start with the first one here on line number 9. It says print result 1 and result 2. So it's an AND operation. So straight away we can tell that we're getting a true answer from this statement, and we know from our Boolean logic that to get a true output for when we use the AND variable, it means both of these 2 values here, these 2 Boolean values, result 1 and result 2, must be true. Otherwise, we wouldn't be getting true as the output of an AND, of a Boolean AND operation. So let's have a look at result 1 to start with. It's up on line 1. Result 1 equals 4 plus 6 less than 20. So it's a Boolean operation, and what it's basically is going to add 4 and 6 together and then determine if whatever the result of 4 plus 6 is it less than 20. And actually I can run Python here in my window and we can try that. So we can say 4 plus 6 is 10. And then I could say 10 less than 20, and that gives us true. So of course 10 is less than 20. So we can see why this is a true value, okay? Then result number 2 on line 3, 8 multiplied by 7. This is the Python sign here, the little star symbol. 8 times 7 greater than 50. So if I recall, 8 times 7 is 56. It is. So is 56 greater, this is greater than, is 56 greater than 50? And that's true. So result 1 and result 2 are both true. So true and true has to give us a true output. So that's how we get the output from the first print statement. Now let's have a look at the second print statement on line 11. It's going to print out result 3 or result 4. So to work this out, again, we need to look at, so it's an OR, right? So before we go on, this is an OR operation. So this means that to get and we can see we're getting a true output here. So to get a true output from an OR function, we only require one of these 2 statements to be true, because the OR function will always give us a true output as long as one of the 2 inputs are true. Okay, so at least one of these has to be true. One of them could be false. So let's have a look at number 3. Result 3 is equal to 10 divided by 1. So the forward slash sign there is the division operator in Python. So 10 divided by 1 greater than 0. So let's see. 10 divided by 1, which of course is going to be 10. And is 10.0 greater than 0? Of course it is. So result 3 is true. So we know this is true at least. What about number 4? Result number 4 on line 7. Result 4 equals 5 minus 10 greater than minus 2. So we see some negative numbers here. So let's see, 5 minus 10 is of course minus 5. And is -5 greater than -2? I don't think so. -5 is not bigger than -2. So is -5 greater than -2? It certainly is not. So that is false. So result 4 is false. But as we said, for an OR Boolean operation, only one of the two inputs needs to be true. So this is essentially saying true or false. And of course, true or false is going to give us a true output. So that explains that print statement. Now, let's have a look at number 3. So 3 is slightly more complicated. We've got two Boolean operations going on in here. We've got print result 1 and result 3, and then we apply a not operation to the result of that. So let's see what happens. And we know we're getting a false output for this one. So let's have a look. Remember, the not Boolean operator is going to flip the value of everything it's applied to. So the not operator here is going to flip the value of result 1 and result 3. And we know that if the result of this thing is false, and that's the output of the not operator, then that tells us straight away that whatever's going on in here has to be true. Otherwise, we wouldn't have ended up with false. So result 1, and we know to get a true output from an AND operator, both of these statements must be true. So we've already looked at these. Result 1 we know is true. If you need to see a quick recap of that, 4 plus 6 is 10, and 10 less than 20, whoops, less than 20 is true. So we know result 1 is true. Result 3 then was also true, if you remember. So that's 10 divided by 1 greater than 0, and that was also true. The reason being is that 10 divided by 1 is 10, of course, and 10.0 is certainly greater than 0. So that is also true. So result 1 is true, result 3 is true, and we know that result 1 and result 3 will give us true as a result. But then we apply the not operator to the true value, and the not operator is going to flip true to false. And that is why we get a false output just here. So we can actually run this in our terminal as well. I could do this. I could do result 1 equals 4 plus 6. Oh, I beg your pardon, that's not right. 4 plus 6 less than 20. And we can see result 1 is true. Result 3 equals 10 divided by 1 greater than 0. And we can see result 3 is also true. So if we do result 1 and result 3, of course we're going to get it true. But if we do what the code is doing and put it before not, result 1 and result 3, of course, what's the not going to do? It's going to flip the true to a false. And that's why we get a false output here for this one. And then finally, the very last one, print the not of result 2 or result 4. Now recall, result 2 is true. We saw that before. And we saw that result 4 is false. We know that result 2 is true and result 4 is false. We're using the OR operator here so that we know the OR is going to give us a true result as long as any one of these two values are true. So let's do it. So we can do result. We can just do this in the code down here. Result 2 equals this, which looks like that. So that's true. Result 4 was false. Remember, so let's see that result 4 is false. Yeah. So if we do result, which one are we doing? Result 2 or result 4, that's of course going to give us true. But of course, if we put that after a not operator, result 2 or result 4, and that's of course going to give us false, which is why we got the false on the last line of the program there. So you have to watch your Boolean operators. We get different results depending on where they are. There we go. So that is it, and that is the solution to exercise number 5.